Welcome back. Hey, look who it is.
It's me.
I can touch her.
I am like literally not even AI or a hologram. Is that what they're called? A hologram, or is it a holograph?
I think either one works, mayhaps perchance.
Okay, well, I am real. I am in the flesh. We are back together.
We are back together.
And happy as ever.
We are happy to be here. We're happy you're here, okay? Welcome if you're new, because we have a lot of new friends. And welcome back if you've been here since the beginning, or not even. Who cares? I don't know.
Literally doesn't matter. As long as you're here, we're happy.
Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Spencer. This is Caitlin. This is U Sports, and we are here to give you a little NBA update for the week, and the end of the week.
And we have a special start to this one because we are Nuggets fans, and if you watch basketball, you know what happened yesterday, and you're about to see a very emotional side.
Just hush. Let's
roll the clips.
Roll the tape. Roll the tape. Let's watch it together, shall we?
I'm about to get pissed. Again.
Oh my God. Takes off on the Stifle Tower, the four-time defensive player of the year. That's how you go at a chest.
Incredible.
Oh,
wait for it.
And you see, Gobert throws him away.
Rudy.
You come, Russell Westbrook.
Rudy.
Potential hostage.
I'm about to get angry.
Potential?
Okay. I need to start it off here. First of all, dunk of the year so far. I think it could go down as the whole ass dunk of the year. Anytime
100%.
Anytime Rudy Gobert gets posterized, it should be the dunk of the year.
Amen.
And let me just say, he got two-hand dunk posterized by Christian
Braun.
I have won every single championship at every level. Brown.
For any of you who said, Christian Braun, you are a nobody. Okay. Christian Braun won his high school championship 3 times. Might I say that? Then he went to college and won. So he already has 3 rings. And then he won the NCAA championship. And then he won a ring playing. He wasn't just on the team. He played for us.
Let's talk about the fact that Christian Braun was literally number 5 on the finals MVP ladder.
And
Number
you want
5.
to call him a nobody? Then real nobody is the defensive player of the year.
Who punches his own teammates and gets
And
in every fight and chokes kids out who were just
21-year-olds.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And like, here's the thing. Everyone was like, well, Christian Braun started it. If you look at him,
Please go watch the video with your own eyes.
And not only that, but like watch the videos from the back end, okay? Watch the videos from behind the hoop. You will literally see one of the things that Christian Braun does is when he flexes and yells like everyone else, he closes his eyes.
A really big dunk. He's like,
he closes his eyes, flexes, and yells. And half the time when he yells, he looks down. He was like, okay, like that.
walking at a diagonal, mind you.
And Rudy Gobert just happened to be there. His shoulder.
Didn't move.
Yes, his shoulder hit his chest. And Rudy Gobert, his emotional baguette ass, decided that he was going to choke this kid out.
Mind you, if Christian Braun was trying to get in his face, I don't think he would be looking that way. If he was trying to flex in his face, he would be looking directly at him.
He's a confident kid.
I would have done that.
He's a confident kid. If he has flexed over people before that are on the ground. I have witnessed it. If he wanted to flex in Rudy Gobert's face, he would have done that.
He would have been looking him right in the eyes.
He didn't even need to do that because that was the sexiest dunk in the entire world over the deep boy.
He was trying to get to the crowd and Rudy just wouldn't
Yes, he
was in his way. I don't know. It's disgusting. And that's fact. Rudy Gobert, obviously earlier in the game, also had a play where he literally elbowed Jokic in the face and got a flagrant.
And I just want to say, like, at first, like, first of all, I hate Rudy Gobert. I'm not going to say that, like, I don't. I've always disliked him. But, like, I try to be not biased when I watch basketball. Like I try really hard to like really look at the play and see if it was a flagrant or whatever. Because again, some contact is incidental. And the way that it looked at first before they did the replay, I was like, oh, like that just looked like he was trying to go up. But then you watch it back and you see this MFer started on one side, started on another, or then went to the other side and literally elbowed him in the face before then going up. Like he did a little 1-2 punch right there. And he already had a flagrant one. And this MFer got to stay in the game after choking a 21-year-old out. That literally, I promise you, if it was Draymond Green, he would have gotten immediately ejected and suspended for half the games of the season.
Mind you, Grant Williams on the Hornets
literally got ejected.
Got tumbled up with Tatum. It looks bad, but when you first see him, he's basically going for like, it would probably have been a take foul. He was going for the ball. And their feet both got tumbled up. Like it did not in any way look intentional to me. And I I don't care about Grant Williams. So like this is not a bias.
I hate Grant Williams too, actually, now that I'm talking about it. Yeah. But like even after the game or whatever, Grant Williams was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna hang out with Jason Tatum tonight. Like there was no scuffle. He literally ran in to Jason Tatum and got tripped up. And like, granted, the Celtics guys I think ran up to Grant Williams after to like check him and like make sure that it like wasn't intentional, and they did get pissed. But like that's being protective of your team. But like if you watch it, like he literally was running straight for the ball, and him and Jason Tatum hit shoulders at the exact same time while he was going for the ball. Like it's not like he like threw his body at him, and he got ejected for that. And literally, Christian Braun flexes too hard.
Mind you, okay, listen. So he already has a flagrant one. Great. If you have a physical flagrant one and then get a physical technical, you should be out of the game. Honestly, he should have had a flagrant too.
Yes, there was wind up. It was excessive and unnecessary. That is exactly what a flagrant 2 is. He should not have been in the game. He should not have been in the game.
It was disgusting. So disgusting. And then you're going to tell me that that's fine if you give a double tech out. You're going to tell me that you are going to give Christian Braun a technical, which is fine because obviously like the refs don't know that he like how he is. You know, like us as fans are like, we know how CB is. Like that's what
he flexes on people. And like, I see people get technicals all the time for over celebrating or that's fine, whatever.
Fine. But the fact that Rudy Gobert didn't get a like double tech for that or a flagrant 2, like,
1 or a flagrant 2, any of that. He literally I'm just like, all I'm saying is he should have been out of the game after that.
He should not have been playing in the game. Yep. And then listen, everyone's talking about how Christian Braun was failed, you know, like on the last drive. I agree. But to me, like, that's not, we did give up a 10-0 run. Okay. Yes. So like, I'm never going to be
in the last like 2 minutes. Yes.
Does it suck? And if it was the playoffs, I would assuredly be more upset.
I would be crying right now.
Yeah, I would definitely be crying. But I understand, like, sometimes you miss shit. Like, we obviously didn't have Jamal. I think if Jamal had been in, we win that game. And there were just a couple of like bad turnovers. Settling down. Okay. This game.
I will be calm.
Yes.
I will be calm.
I have to calm down.
Yes.
This game for the Nuggets was miles better as a whole.
Yes.
From the starters than it has been in the first 3 games. Okay. They are back.
I would say 4 or 5 starters.
Yeah. No. They were back to making me feel as if the Nuggets are still contenders, but the bench is a problem.
They remind me of last year and the year before's Warriors.
Okay.
Because the Warriors for the entire season had the best starting 5 in the entire NBA. Like rating wise, they literally were the best starting 5 in the NBA, and then they had the worst bench in the NBA.
Well, that's what they said about us last year.
So they literally couldn't
to start
make
the season,
it far in the playoffs.
Everyone talked about it. Like the Nuggets have until they lose, like we have the best starting 5, and I think we did. And of course, now we have like CB filling in for KCP, which
and he's doing a fantastic job.
My players of the game are 100% CB and AG. Like they both. So I will say,
even
like
MPJ showed up in really big moments, and then of course Nikola Jokic, our king,
our non-stat padding king, Homie could have had a triple double.
He was 1 rebound away
in the third quarter
and a half. Never got it.
That man could care less.
Nope. If he wanted it, I promise you, he would have gotten 5 more.
Yeah, so I will say that last episode I was talking about how the Nuggets starters don't look like the Nuggets starters have. I fully think they looked
so
much better.
And I just
so much better.
shout out to Aaron Gordon, because this man has found his shot this season. He is shooting higher volumes of threes than he really ever has. Like he's
making them though.
He's
making them.
So that's what I was gonna say. In like 2017 or 2018, when he played with Orlando, he had 6 threes. But like besides that game,
this was his Nuggets career high. They said.
Yes, I was gonna say. But besides that game, in his entire career, so the 6 was his entire career high.
Yeah.
The 5 is his Nuggets career high, because the last several years, I feel like he's had, like when you were playing for the Orlando Magic, when they were literally like one of the worst teams in the league.
He was like their number. He was their guy.
Yes,
like
he was their
He was their
scorer.
number one option on a team.
Yes, exactly. And now he doesn't really have to be, but he is like, he's playing like that guy. Like he's making such good shots. He's
hunting shots.
He's making good plays. His defense, I think, is even better. Like you and I talked a lot about last year how like he's not like the fastest guy on defense, obviously. He's a bigger dude. It's not easy.
He's more muscular. Like, so
Yes.
that's obvious. You know,
But
the
his
leaner guys are going to be a little quicker.
His feet look fast this year. His footwork is looking so much better. His defense like looks like he could be a really good, like an even better perimeter defender.
So good.
Like he's like almost our 3-and-D guy, like almost a 3-and-D guy.
I
Yes.
wanted, 4 out of the 5. Some of the Nuggets are good. If you are a Nuggets fan or if you follow the Nuggets, a lot of things that us and our friends at DNVR say is all the Nuggets are good. Last year we said that a lot. And of course when we won. But Nikola Jokic, 39 minutes, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 13 assists, 3 steals and a block.
Delicious.
Mind you. So, yummy. And 2 for 3 from 3. Okay. Listen, if we had to go through the first few games of this year for Jokic and AG to have a 3-point shot,
both, mind you,
I'm fine.
Both of them being efficient and like impressive with that,
Yes.
I would literally pass away.
Aaron Gordon, 38 minutes, 31 points, 11 rebounds, double-double, 2 assists, 1 steal, 61.1% from the field, 5 for 7 threes. So amazing. He looks so good. His free throws look better. That's like an area that he struggled with. The 3 and the free throws, I would say, are... So I don't know what you did in the offseason, AG, but I'm here for it. I love it.
I told you he had a different aura.
He does have an
feeling
aura.
it. Yeah. It's that number 32, repping his brother, playing for his brother this year.
Michael Porter, 26.6 rebounds, 4 assists.
That's big.
Michael.
You little ball sharer.
Forget catch and shoot. Michael is a facilitator.
Michael point guard, shooting guard.
Michael Passer Jr.
Michael Passer Porter Jr.
2 steals, 61.1% as well.
These efficient kings.
CB, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. And then we have Jamal. Jamal was there.
Well, we can start here, not even so much with Jamal, but like the bench as well. Between Jamal and the bench, no one shot better. Jamal shot, I think, like 28%. I promise you, I'm like...
He only played 22 minutes.
Yes, and he is on concussion protocol, whatever.
I don't know why, but...
I don't... Something must have happened. I'm really confused
He looked
about
like he
that,
got poked in the eye.
I know. I hope he's okay for like today. I hope it was just like precautionary.
I don't think he's playing today.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, never mind then.
He's on concussion protocol.
Oh, I don't know how long that lasts. But like for me, I feel like Jamal in like most other aspects of the game is looking totally fine. Once he finds his shot, that starting 5 will be really good. So I really hope he finds his shot.
I feel like he's playing like regular season Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's valid. That's totally valid.
And I just like get frustrated because each year, you know, he should be like, this is the year that he should be in his prime. You know, they usually say it's like 26, 27, 28, I think, right?
Yeah, it starts at like 27.
You know,
yeah.
he's my age. He's 27. And I just really would love to see like a step up in the regular season. But I do believe he was like...
more consistency.
A little more consistency, you know... Sometimes he has really great shot selection, and then other nights,
shot selection. Yes,
other
that's
nights
so
he dribbles the air out of the ball, and it's like, let's not forget who we share the court with.
Yep,
Mr. 3-time MVP, probably going to be 4 if he keeps playing like this,
which is insane to think.
I don't get it sometimes. So he had really poor shot selection the other night, and then tonight it just wasn't falling. I will say Jamal's one of the clutchest players I think alive. But I do get upset sometimes just because, like, if his other shots were falling, we wouldn't have needed that clutch layup or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just really proud of AG. MPJ, like everyone was getting involved last night. CB, like I can't tell you how happy I am for you. I know you're not going to watch this, but
Christian could not care less about you sports, but if he does one day.
Everyone has talked about, how losing KCP was a detrimental move for the Denver Nuggets. Listen, the only detrimental move is that our bench always sucks. Christian Braun has stepped up wonderfully.
On both sides of the court.
Even last night, he was looking a little shaky to start out. Like,
he was,
looked a little like overexcitable almost, like a little amped up. And then he settled down kind of in the second half, and he was making really smart plays. He was
good shots,
following through the dunk instead of doing an easily blocked layup when you have like tall people like Rudy and people like Ant that jump out of this world.
And one thing that I talked about last year with CB, Spencer and I talked about this a lot. Like, you might not look at him and be like, this kid is an athlete, but I promise you, he is one of the most athletic players that I have seen. This kid has hops.
I think they said he had
strong.
The third highest vertical in the combine.
Yes.
Or like
this kid,
whatever.
He is like a true athlete. And one of the things that I loved about him last year and even during like the title run is that he plays like that. He plays like an athlete. He's the kind of guy like, oh, you want to throw a lob to CB? That's so random. No, it's not. It's the coolest thing in the world.
And
he'll get up there.
He might not do it all. Like, he doesn't dunk all the time, but when like that man has bunnies. Yep. He had a dunk last year where it looked like he almost flew. Like CB dunks are actually like my underrated, like right behind AG, like behind the back,
which he
dunks.
did last night. Let's talk about that. Beautiful.
I think he did it twice. Those are my favorite dunks. Listen, I love that. Yep. I just wanted to say our bench sucks. Our bench sucks so bad.
No one on our bench shot better than 25%. It was like literally between 10 and 25%. I think Peyton Watson, maybe Trey Alexander.
He did not.
Oh, he didn't play. Hunter Tyson. Thank you.
Tyson. You know what? I fucked with the Hunter Tyson minutes.
I was hype about it.
I was hype.
I thought it. Okay,
he was putting in effort.
I thought it was the cutest thing in the world. At one point,
when he had to bring up the ball.
Well, that one first of all, he looked terrified bringing up the ball.
He was like, me.
But at one point, they switched him onto Ant, and he looked mortified. He was like, someone switch back.
You know that like someone on the team heard about like, you motherfucker, like you put me on Ant?
No, literally, I was dying laughing.
He made a couple plays. He didn't play a lot of minutes. Hunter Tyson is our another resident white boy. Yes. He looks like a golden retriever to me.
He does.
He didn't really play at all last year except garbage time. I didn't hate it, okay? Like,
no, I think he did fine.
He played some, it was good to get him in there. Whatever.
And I was gonna say that, like, I don't think, like, what I always appreciate when guys like go in there and get minutes, especially like that, is like that you're not being a detriment to the game. And I don't think he was a detriment to the game. Even
he wasn't a liability. Yeah.
No, exactly. Like, I'm like, even if you can just be there and be consistent and like take up space and
try and get a rebound, totally, help out.
As long as you're not hurting, you're helping. You're helping. Just maintaining, and that's okay.
Yeah, I think it was so hard for me. Like, Russell Westbrook, he was one of my favorites when I was in college, and I don't understand how you still have the same athleticism. Like, he is the fastest mother effer I've seen on bringing the ball up a court ever, and your IQ has like disappeared.
Like, he's like the kind of guy that like. I like that he'll be a fantastic coach because he does have the IQ, but not when he's playing anymore. He's too fast. He plays the game too fast.
It's reckless.
It is. Yes, reckless is a great word.
He doesn't like the layups are like too much.
Yes.
Like force.
Yeah.
And like,
I love him. Like, I want to preface that with like, I'm a really big fan. He's literally my 6th man of the year choice from like the beginning of the season.
Yes.
So I am very sad to see him playing like this. But one thing that I have noticed is that he does show up in big moments in the fourth quarter. That is what he did last night. He was really rough all game, and then he made a couple of really big defensive plays, really big rebounds, and a couple of big shots in the fourth quarter. But
he made a couple of bad plays in the last few minutes, though.
Yes, that's true. Yep.
I always say, I think I said this on Wednesday, maybe like for every 2 good things Russ does, it seems like he does 2 equally bad things. Yeah. And I don't know, it's just frustrating because it's like, it's literally too much energy. Like, I just want him to like literally slow it down a little bit.
That's what I was saying at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I think when the game got like way too close and they started coming back, he started making those reckless plays again. But at the beginning of the fourth quarter, I remember looking at you and Adam and Julia, and I was just like, he's slowing down. Like, he's bringing the ball up. He's controlling the pace and is actually being normal. And he did that for a few minutes, and that's when he was making those big plays. And I think that's when we went on that 21-3 run.
Yeah, but
then he became a little bit more of a detriment at the end.
When the score is like we're within 5 or something, and there's an opportunity for a 3, it's not you. It's never you. I love you, Russell Westbrook. But when you have a 3-time MVP on the floor, and Michael Porter Jr., please.
And now AG.
Please don't take that 3. Please pass it to anyone. There were several times, I loved it though, where AG was in a spot on the wing, just ready to catch and shoot. Who is this man?
I was so hyped.
Our catch and shoot 4.
He looks looks really comfortable playing this. I'm so excited about it.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
I think I feel really bad. Dario Saric just does not seem to really fit in with the Nuggets.
I agree.
He's with especially with Russell Westbrook, he's so slow.
Yes, their paces don't match and their play styles don't match. I agree. And I think that was part of the reason that he did really well with the Warriors, is because he was playing a lot of minutes with Looney, and Looney is that slower guy. And so you have, your kind of slower 4 who keeps the pace, and then you have your slower 5, and they worked really well together.
Yeah.
And so I'm maybe that's why he did a little bit better. But he doesn't keep the pace of the bench.
It doesn't look good. He makes really
and I also want to preface, I am a really big I love Dario Saric. I loved watching him on the Warriors. And so I was super, if you watch our NBA preseason talk, when we did trade talks, I was so high on him. I was really excited for the Nuggets to get him, because I've always felt that he was a consistent, he could play, he could play 20 minutes and get you, 8 points, 5 rebounds, a couple assists even, and play fine defense. But he looks like a totally different player this year.
Before we talk a little bit about the Wolves, I want to talk about our last 2 little youngins on the bench. Peyton Watson does not look good.
No. And I hope it's just because he didn't play in preseason and he needs some time. He needs a little bit of time.
And he did not play a lot at the end of playoffs last year.
I think so we're what? We're 6 games in? Uh-huh. I think I'm
5.
Oh, 5.
Because
we
were 2 and 2.
Oh yeah, some people are 6 games in. Yeah,
we'll be 6 games in tonight.
Yes. Okay. So for me, I'm very big on I feel like giving a fifth of the season, we do with with football, with the 3 games in or whatever, or 4 games in. I feel like that's kind of what I want to do with our bench. Give them time to figure it out. Give them 10 more games to really kind of put it together.
15 games is
15 games
is a good way, because you're starting to see some guys are back in the swing of playing full games, and they've gotten more comfortable. Peyton Watson, he just makes really stupid decisions,
and that's and it's funny because I feel like he wasn't like that last year.
No, and he I feel like because he was so I think because he tried so hard to prove himself last year, if that makes sense, and he was losing some of his guys on defense and not getting your Peyton Watson, block those shots. You want to be deep boy, you literally want to be deep boy one day, get in there. So he's been disappointing, and his offense, his layups are short, and the other week when he cocked back to throw down a dunk,
really interesting choices.
And then of course it got swatted out of his hand immediately. I'm so sorry, just finish. When the Nuggets are down, do not try and make your slant. He does everything, he wants everything he does, I feel to be big. He wants every dunk to be the dunk of the game.
He wants to play with an exclamation point,
which is so great if we're up. You can try that fun stuff, but when we're down, I need you to just fucking get the ball.
I was telling Spencer yesterday when we were watching the game is that what I would really like to see for Peyton Watson is he's one of those guys to me that I need him or want him to play kind of a lot of minutes in a game where we're kind of crushing someone if we have the opportunity, so that he kind of gets the chance to kind of get into the swing of things, make his shots, make smart plays, get comfortable, because I feel the more comfortable you get, the more confident you are. And when you're overly confident because you're not comfortable, when you're making those overly confident plays, or you're overcompensating with big plays because you're making stupid choices elsewhere, it always kind of screws you up. I want to see him play in a good paced game where he gets the chance to put up a lot of good shots, and where he gets the chance to play his game and just find himself and get comfortable because they're not having a lot of practices right now. The Nuggets aren't. And so he's not really getting that opportunity. And then he's kind of just sitting on the bench. Like, I want to see him play a game against a bad team with good minutes and just like get comfortable and like figure out in that game how to make those good choices so that when he plays the harder teams, he can be more prepared. He knows what he's good at. He knows, you know, where he fits in on this team and everything like that. That's what I'd like to see from him.
Yeah, and then Julian Strawther, I have liked a lot of his minutes offensively, but defensively, he is a terrorist.
He's
essentially.
He's so lost.
He's so
lost.
Baby
on
boy
defense.
is so lost. I'm so sorry, Julian, but God bless you.
One thing, like the way that I see Julian Strawther on defense, because like you have guys like Nikola Jokic, who like I swear to God have eyes all around their head and can like read an entire court and read the defense and see everything.
They literally asked our aunt in the locker room, went up to Rudy during his interview and goes, "How the fuck did they know our play, man?" And he was
they
like,
have Nikola Jokic.
And he like went over to another player. Was like, I was just telling, how did Jokic know our play, man? I was like, because Jokic knows everything.
He's a literal basketball genius. But that's like
he's basketball Jesus.
Exactly. And that's like how I feel with like Julian Strawther on the other end. It's like that. He is so honed in on his man, taking care of his man, that like he misses a lot of deny opportunities. He misses a lot of help defense opportunities. He misses a lot of like sagging to help with like the dunker.
Behind.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
his guy. He's so like he's like so zoned in on one thing that
he's like trying to chase like a squirrel.
He's always like a few passes behind in the defense because he's like just seeing it after it happens. Like he's not really reading defense well, and so I think he kind of needs to like work on like predicting and, you know, like, where's this ball going to go? Where's this pass going to go? Where should I be? Should I shift to help? Should I drop down here? Should I switch or should I chase my guy around? You know, like, where should I be?
He doesn't know.
He doesn't. He just looks lost. But
he does.
But like you said, offensively, I feel like he's figuring it out and he's not making horrible plays.
No.
I would say he's average. But like I see a lot of potential in him.
I see a lot of potential in him offensively, but defensively he has a lot to work on. Let's move on, I guess, to a little bit about the Wolves. I want to say something that was really annoying is they had it seemed like they were using our shit against us because they were doing a little two-man game with Ant and Gobert. And to be fair, we were talking about
even DiVincenzo and Gobert.
We were talking about it last night, how, you know, like Gobert's obviously much leaner and a little more athletic, or a lot more than Jokic. And like he was jumping up and catching those lobs. And, you know, like Jokic isn't going to get up there to block that. Like, so to be fair, they did that on us several times. Like several Rudy Gobert dunks. And it was like over and over. At one point, it was literally, I think, like 3 or 4 plays in a row. They were eating us alive on the pick and roll. Yeah, it was not loving it. Did not live, love that. And then
ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I hated it.
Ooh, good one.
Thank you.
I cannot stand what this league has come to. And you know what this league has come to? Jacking threes.
I have something to say about that.
I'm over it. I've had enough.
Celtics.
Yes.
Jacking up threes.
Of course. Naturally.
The Wolves, jacking up threes. There are a couple of other teams. What did we talk about? Who were the other ones?
I feel like everyone's like trying to do
like
high volume
threes. Yeah. Okay. And so what I want to say about that is that like
besides us,
literally. So what I want to say about that is that like back in like 2015, when the Warriors really went on like that crazy 5-year run, that was the name of the game.
Yes.
That literally Steph Curry and Klay Thompson absolutely changed the way that teams played basketball because they were trying to keep up with this insane, efficient shot volume, this 3-point shooting and everything like that. And by 2020, once Klay got hurt and it was like just Steph by himself and the whole team was crappy and everything like that, the rest of the league then kind of shifted once they didn't have this Steph Klay duo to play against. Exactly. They kind of shifted to this true big 2-man game, like actual normal lineups, not 3-4 guard lineups that are chucking up threes. And they kind of shifted to like this true big. And then the Warriors were behind for a couple of years in that aspect. Obviously, they won in 2022. No one thought they would win. The Warriors did not think that they would even get close. They did not think they would sniff the playoffs. And they ended up winning the championship that year with the same game. But it was not an easy feat. And then 2023, you go back to like this big man game. You have Joel Embiid's, you have the run and dunk Giannis guys, you have Jokic, you have Gobert and Kat, and all these big guys that are making plays. Kristaps Porzingis, that was like the name of the game, was like you had to have a good big to be able to compete against these guys like Nikola
You wanted
Jokic.
bigger. You wanted like 2 7-footers or close to it.
Exactly. So then they shifted to that, and now
because of the Celtics.
Well, yes, because of the Celtics last year, their championship run and their volume of threes, there are teams that are going back to that insane 3-point
and even
shooting.
play like Ant. Like they literally asked him, they were like, I think they were just, what do you have to say to the people that are, stop chucking up so many threes? He said, fuck them.
Yes. And it's because I'm not even joking. Like, I think that teams are kind of like trying to mesh the two with like having a good big, the two things that they'll do is have a good 2-man game and then chuck up a shit ton of threes. And
I
think that they're combining it.
I'm hating it so much.
Because, I'm like, they not only did they beat us in the pick and roll over and over and over and over and over again, I don't know how we could not defend it after 6 times in a row. I don't know what was going on in our head defensively, but not only did they beat us there, but then they also shot 42 threes. And that was like less than they've been shooting. We only had 32 threes.
Mind you, I will say, I feel like the Nuggets are the only ones that they're trying to increase it a little bit, but not by a lot. Listen, when we played the Celtics in March and we won at home, the Nuggets made 4 3-pointers. And we still beat the Celtics. So I think everyone else, though, fully believes they cannot win. I wanted to say, so everyone, yes, of course, is now doing an insane 3-point volume. For the Celtics, it is make or break for them with that shit.
It is.
Because they lost the other night. It wasn't overtime, okay, but it was to the Pacers, who obviously lost some pieces and I don't think are...
You live by the 3 and die by the 3.
You live by the 3 and die by the 3 because literally the other night, the Pacers were 15 of 38. The Celtics were 19 for 57 threes.
What's that percentage?
It was 33.3%. The Celtics... Jason Tatum was 5 for 18 from 3, not from the field, from 3. Pritchard 4 for 11, Jaylen Brown 1 for 11. Okay, so the Celtics are so used to making their threes that they just keep doing it because they just assume it's going to start falling.
I'm actually baffled by those.
So
numbers.
when it doesn't fall, listen, the Celtics are still miles above anyone in the East because the East sucks. But
I think the important thing is that they need to recognize early in a game when their 3 is falling or not, because if it's not, I'm sorry, you're gonna
18.
Yes, you're gonna have to play differently.
Put the ball down and walk away. Put the ball down slowly. Walk away, Jason.
Put the ball down.
Put the ball down.
Walk up into that layup,
Hands
honey.
up. Literally drive to
the basket.
Dribble and drive. I'm begging.
Dunk the ball. Don't care.
I don't care. So,
but they need to be better about reading early on if it's going to fall or not.
Yeah.
Because that does become detrimental. And honestly, with them,
listen, they're still, they still went to overtime. We're not saying the Celtics are not an amazing team. Okay, so no one come for us. We know they're still great.
That's actually what I was going to say. Is obviously. You have this Pacers team, and the Pacers did play really well in that game. Obviously, they were beating the Celtics by 20 most of the game, and then the Celtics ended up coming back. But I think it's important to note just that, if they hadn't missed 66% of their threes, they probably would have won handily in the beginning, because I'm sure that
they wouldn't have missed so many opportunities.
I was going to say, and that the Pacers probably grabbed a lot of defensive rebounds off of those and went to go get points on the other end. There's a lot of mistakes that you can, learn from on that game.
So I guess that's everyone's game now. Everyone's chucking up threes and hoping they go in.
And I'm gonna say too, like Ant is actually very efficient with them. I've been very impressed with his efficiency there. Like I think he was 7 for 14 yesterday. He was shooting 50% the night before.
Yeah, but in the beginning of the game, he was like literally he had only taken 3-pointers.
Yes, no, literally he had only made 3 points.
Yeah,
or 3-point shots.
Yeah, he had 9 points and it was only from 3-pointers. So that's like not what I love to see. Like I want to see like you driving to the basket. You know, I want to see some of that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the Wolves are still good. You know, Julius Randle looks athletic.
I was gonna say Julius
he's great when he's healthy.
Looks great.
He looks great with the team. I'm not saying anything. I believe we should have won that game early season.
Naz Reid still continues to impress me, and he continues to show why he was 6th man of the year. Like he had 16 points, yes, but he only played 23 minutes and was shooting at 70%. Like he really is like that guy that you can put in and expect to come make winning plays. Yeah, and it infuriates me that he's so good. It makes me so mad.
I think we should have won that game. Rudy Gobert should have not been in that game. Russell is killing us sometimes. And our bench.
And yes, Rudy Gobert should not have been in that game in the end for the last few minutes.
I think the Nuggets should still be looking to maybe try and move somebody up we need like one bench piece. Like I'm begging that can score consistently.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then first of all, Kendrick Perkins, if you ever watch this, if someone wants to tag Kendrick Perkins, please don't open your mouth on national TV ever again. Kendrick Perkins decided to say, you know what I think would be a good idea? If Jokic and Jamal staggered their minutes so Jamal can stagger with the bench and run the second unit.
Been there, done that. Been there, been doing that.
Oh my God, that's so silly. It's almost like we've been doing that for the past 3 seasons. What?
Silly goose. Silly goosey.
Do you watch basketball or are you just there to talk about it?
Well, I just feel like no one ever watches the Nuggets and then gets surprised when they watch like Nikola Jokic play, like, oh, he's actually good. But then like,
oh my God, he had 40 points and 1 free throw. Yeah.
He's that good.
Anyway.
But I feel that valid.
Finally, after 38 minutes, we're not talking about the Nuggets.
So sorry about that. Literally, normally we wouldn't talk for about 35 minutes about the Nuggets, but
I would.
Well, yes, me too. I'm just saying in our episodes, we wouldn't.
Yeah, I feel like, nothing.
But this was important.
And there were no like major like storylines, I think, between Wednesday and now.
Yeah.
I would say. Besides like that
next one.
It was a really close game. What, Cavs? Or Paolo?
Paolo. Poor Paolo. Poor Magic.
Orlando Magic.
They lost a little bit of magic.
They did lose a little bit of magic. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm like actually sad about this. I want to say that like
sad for Paolo.
Literally like days before, I was literally talking about how like I don't even think that they're a dark horse team. I think that they're just good.
I think they're great.
And I feel like Paolo's one of those guys that really makes his team better. And so I just like, I would love to hear like what other people think. I'm interested to see like, you know, what you think and what happens, but Paolo obviously tore his oblique and he is out indefinitely. I don't know.
I think they're going to evaluate him in like 4 to 6 weeks. I couldn't remember if that's what it was.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I mean, like, you know, they have a good young team around him. They have the Wagners. They have Jalen Suggs and everything like that.
That's what I was going to say.
KCP, I believe in him. I know that he can be better, so maybe he'll be a good piece for him while Paolo's out. But it's really sad for me. Like, Paolo's such a fantastic, fun watch, and he probably was having the season of his life, I would say, these first like few games. And he
really does everything.
He does.
Definitely the Orlando Magic is going to fall onto Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs to kind of step into that offensive like facilitating role. The thing is like last night they didn't do that well, but you know, it's your first game, like moving things around, trying to figure out what works, how to win without your number one guy. Then Paolo's like, he had a 31.1% usage rate this season, which is the 15th highest among players averaging at least 20 minutes a game this year. So, you know, he was scoring, passing, getting to the foul line, you know,
he's like a part of every play.
A lot of possessions, you know, that Orlando is used to ending up with Paolo. Like he is their leader. You know, he leads the Magic in points, rebounds, and assists. And that's what he did last season, and he was the youngest player in NBA history to do so. You know, I forget he's so young. Like he is young.
And he's so talented. And so I And like I said, I really like this Magic team. I've been having so much fun watching them over the last season plus 5 games or whatever this year. So I just really hope that Paolo heals up fast and can come back and still lead the Magic to a really good season.
Yeah, Jalen Suggs was 28 points, 8 rebounds last night, but
as he
1 for
That's
7
great.
threes. Like, guys, chill.
Stop throwing
Franz
them.
Wagner, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. So, they try. Cavs are doing amazing. We can move on to the Cavs.
I was just about to say, we can talk about the team that they played last night along with the other undefeated team. But the Cavs are one of 2 undefeated teams left. And it's not just that they're undefeated, but it's like the way that they're winning. They look good, and they are beating hard teams and great players.
I want to give so much kudos to their new head coach. But first of all, so the Cavs are eyeing their best start tonight, to a season in almost 5 decades. They're playing against the Bucks, which I think they'll do fine with because the Bucks suck. Never thought. Well, I wasn't super high up on the Bucks, okay, and everyone else was like,
I think I had them at 4 this year, but you just
I'm
never
so
know
sorry.
with the East.
Giannis and Dame have both feet out the door already, buddies. Like
their head is stuck in the door.
Their head is stuck on the court, and they're like, "Ooh, get me up!
Get me! Oh,
grab my leg!" But so after they beat the Magic last night, the Cavs, they have a back-to-back tonight, and they are 6-0, their finest start since 2016 to 17, when LeBron James and Cleveland started 6-0. But the all-time franchise mark is 8-0, set in 1976 and 1977. So
that's
a very long time ago. So if they win tonight, they're 7-0. So they'll be close. Yes. So they're 1 short of tying the long standing.
Dang.
Yeah.
And what does their schedule look like? I can look. Okay, so they play the Bucks tonight, and then they play the Bucks again on Monday, and then they play the Pelicans on Wednesday, and then they go on
I honestly hope, I am kind of rooting for them.
I would love to see it. I like this team. There's no one on this team that I'm like, ew, I hate
besides
them.
Tristan Thompson, but he doesn't play.
Oh, he plays 5 minutes in garbage time.
But the thing is, they were kind of like the Magic last year, where they had really good defense and just really iffy offense, and then Donovan Mitchell missed a lot of time.
Yes.
But so they have had 130 plus points 4 times.
Yep.
Oh, this was last season that they had that, but this season they've already done that 3 times. Jesus. And obviously, if you didn't know, the season just started, besties. Okay.
Yep.
So
I was gonna say, the Cavs have one of the best offenses in the league right now.
Yeah.
With that, I can't even believe that they've already had 330-point games, and they're 1 away from having
tying what they did last year.
Yeah, literally. And last year
games,
was
obviously plus
playoffs.
Yeah.
Yes, it's crazy, and I think everyone is really putting in the work defensively. Evan Mobley looks awesome. Jarrett Allen looks awesome. And then you have Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland really stepping up.
They're really gelling this year. And again, I think their head coach has a lot to do with that. I mean, listen, clearly the difference a head coach can make. We're seeing it with the Lakers right now. They look miles better than they did, and they didn't really change anything.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they changed anything besides getting Dalton Connect and Brony. But I think what I like is Donovan Mitchell has almost taken a little bit of an off-ball role in places. He's obviously the primary leader in their offense, but he has taken 3.2 catch and shoot attempts per game this year. He's being a little catch and shoot guy.
Darius Garland out here helping.
62.5% of them.
I love that.
That's insane. Last season, he only managed 26.7% of his catch and shoot opportunities.
Wow.
That's probably numbers like Aaron Gordon, honestly.
No, literally, that's awesome.
I love it because I thought last year, Caitlin and I have talked about it, that Darius Garland looked really good when Donovan Mitchell was out for a little bit because he was facilitating a lot,
and he looked
really. And he's a little smaller, so I think he does well in that one role, that point guard role. So honestly, Donovan Mitchell has actually been spending more time off ball in the wing, letting Darius Garland and others facilitate.
And I think that works for them. It's
working so well. And there are honestly possessions where he never even touches into the ball because they've got such a fast-paced offense. They're like spreading the ball around. Like Evan Mobley's doing great. Jarrett Allen had a monster game the other night. And
Jarrett Allen, and like what I like about Jarrett Allen is like he's really big on the boards. Like he's the kind of guy, he reminds me a lot of Kevon Looney, because like Kevon Looney could have like 2 points, 15 rebounds. Yeah. And that's what he focuses on. And honestly,
crash the boards.
Yes, and honestly, when you have good scores elsewhere, like like they have Karis LeVert, who's helping with scoring this year, which is great. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland are obviously doing great as well. Evan Mobley's out here scoring, but like Evan Mobley had 12 rebounds. Jarrett Allen had 2 points, 11 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block. So like he's helping elsewhere.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I think you need that. That's what you and I always talk about. If your shot's not falling, stop taking shots and help everywhere else.
Help everyone out, help facilitate for the guys, like help, do screens, like
they're playing unselfish basketball.
Get defenders off of the guys that are making the shots. You know what I mean? Like help them out. Like let it be their night if it's their night.
They're doing, and they're like they're doing really good with that. It's great to see.
Their offense has become like, I think, like the Nuggets, which is half the reason they wanted to bring Russ in, is how like slow, like Jamal is like one of the slowest guys in the league at bringing the ball up, We're not that fast team. And what the Cavs have done is become so fast that they're, either have like an immediate drive to the basket or like just a pull up three. Like it's just so like
everything is quick
that's why the offense is rolling, because you're getting so many more opportunities, and if you get a fast break, three, and then it goes back, they miss, then you're going right back running it up again.
And doing it again.
So
they've got to be very conditioned.
Yeah.
Because like I'd be sleepy.
Yeah, well, and defenders can't leave him open. So like it's opened up the offense. Like no, like you can't leave a lot of these guys open. So shout out to the Cavs. I'll be interested. Like I hope they win tonight. I'm not a Giannis fan, so I'm here for the Bucks
and I've always enjoyed the Cavs. I feel like the Cavs, even last year,
when we lost that game last year, I was like, what the fuck?
No, last year preseason, I literally said that the Magic and the Cavs were like my dark horse teams that were going to be in the playoffs, and the Pacers. Those are literally my three teams. I was like, I think we're going to see more from them, and they all did. But like, I was really happy to see.
I'm
the Cavs
more
there.
encouraging of East Coast teams because they're not so bad,
and they're not direct competitors.
And I just need like the Celtics to have some competition. That would be nice. Literally. So I'm like really like I would love to see them, like at least 5 teams be competitive. Unlike the West where like 15 are. 14 because the Jazz are 0-5 or 0-4 or whatever. I hope they lose another one tonight.
Poor things.
Moving on to our other undefeated team, which I literally would rather choke than talk about, but we're going to talk about it because
so dead.
It's not you Nuggets, it's you Sports. It's you Thunder. Really, literally. I'm hating them.
That's
so
valid.
The OKC Thunder are undefeated.
They are also undefeated, and whereas the Cavs are the best like offensive team, not really, but like they're one of the best offensive teams in the league right now. The Thunder on the other end are the best defensive team in the league. 5 of the Thunder players are in the top 10 defensive players in the entire league right now.
They are doing
5 of them. I have a couple of.
They are defending.
I have a couple of numbers just from like literally this is just their last game.
Let's hear it.
In their last game, J-Dub had 4 steals. Lou Dort had 4 steals and 2 blocks. Chet had 1 steal and 5 blocks. And that's just like the biggest numbers. Like there were guys with 1 steal and 1 block. There were guys with 1 steal, no blocks, 1 block. Like everyone is participating on defense. And
whatever.
And that's awful because you have guys like Shea, J-Dub, freaking Chet Holmgren, all of those guys who are disgusting on offense already because they're so good. And so they just have the whole package. Everything.
They got Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein. That might be the nail in the Western Conference's coffin. I will say they still don't have that experience, which I'm leaning on.
And Isaiah Hartenstein is currently out, and Alex Caruso has had a tough start. Because they were
not defensively though.
Not defensively, he's been fine, but like offensively, because they were showing the difference between Josh Giddey and him. And Josh Giddey is like out here like averaging like 15 points and like 5 rebounds.
He's on the Bulls.
But the Bulls aren't that bad this year. They're not as bad.
They don't have as many people like as the Thunder. You know what I mean?
Totally.
It's like how AG is like now like the third option. You know what I mean?
You don't like have to put up big numbers. Yeah, totally get that for sure.
But
it's just funny.
They are averaging 9 blocks, 13.8 steals, and they are holding opposing teams to the lowest point per game averages this season at 94.8.
which is in the NBA, holding your teams to under 100 points like consistently is actually incredibly impressive.
It is very, very impressive.
Like to do it consistently, like to do it sometimes, that's awesome. You had a great defensive game. You held a team down, but like to do it every single game.
And they're so deep. The top 3 deepest teams in my opinion are the Warriors, Celtics in no particular order, and the Thunder. Yep. Okay. The Thunder have been doing 10 men deep with their rotations, and
Celtics as well, I think, have been doing consistent 9.
Yeah. And the
Warriors
they
12.
have 3 consistent starters that are ranking in the top 10 and plus minus rating so far.
Yep.
So like they have the offensive pieces, they have the defensive pieces. Shea is great at getting to the line, however annoying it may be. And, he's honestly automatic from mid-range sometimes.
I was going to say he looks fantastic this year. He looks like SGA. Like I would expect nothing less from him. What I love too is to see, and you and I talked about this preseason with J-Dub.
Yeah.
That like I wanted to see like even just like a tiny bit more from J-Dub because I love the way that he plays and I love watching him. And he's also done a really great job this season. So like that's really fun to see. Chet looks awesome. Shout
out to you, Chet.
This season.
You
he
deserve
looks awesome. And
all the credit.
I thought he looked amazing last season.
He's playing better than Wemby right now.
Yes, he really is.
Collectively.
Overall, he is playing better than Wemby right now, and he looks amazing. And it's even cooler for him because he's on an even better team. And so he's like, he's really impacting winning.
Has looked absolutely incredible on, every area.
Do I have goosebumps talking nice things about the Thunder? Oh, God. Oh, my God. Someone put me back on my antidepressants. I took them last night. I did.
I'm going to throw up.
Ew.
Yeah, so the Thunder are undefeated. Great. Woohoo.
They look great. Shout out to them. I will be really... What does their schedule look like? I want to look ahead to them. Yeah.
I wanted to see who they're playing. I think, do they have a back-to-back tonight? They played last night. Okay. A lot of teams have back-to-backs today.
Yes, this weekend is a big back-to-back.
Celtics play the Hornets. Well, tough matchup.
Yeah, they're the Celtics-Hornets matchup.
Thunder play the Clippers.
Yeah.
Clippers are 2-3. Like I said, they suck.
But they are putting up against a fight against good teams.
Yeah, sure. I hate you, James Harden. That's all I have to say.
Also same.
And before we check on our agendas, I did just want to brag about Caitlin and I. We talked about the Phoenix Suns problems, okay, over the offseason. We've mentioned it a little bit here. They have a center problem, as we've said. And Yusuf Nurkic and Mason Plumlee are problems. They are taking turns getting benched.
I was just about to say they literally switch off getting benched. Like they'll literally play like 5 minutes at a time before being such a big minus on the court that like sit, let Plumlee come out. They're both only averaging
Plumlee had
a game.
17 minutes, 6 rebounds. And Nurkic had 23 minutes, 3 rebounds. I'm sorry, your big is getting you 3 rebounds? I'm sorry. As I said, Nurkic is a terrible rim protector and Plumlee ain't that great either. I stand on business. I said what I said. I was right. I love when I'm right. It's so good, especially when you grew up with 2 older brothers, okay?
I want you guys to listen to like my really fun trade idea. And I think it's because I'm biased towards the Wizards.
Yeah.
But I want to do like a 3-team trade where you package like Plumlee and Nurkic.
Yeah.
And maybe even like a Damian Lee. And like put like Damian Lee and Plumlee on the Wizards, take Jonas Valanciunas and send him to the Suns. Not that he's perfect, but he fits better into their system and he's a better rebounder and a better rim protector. Yeah. Because what I will say is besides Plumlee and Nurkic, the Suns actually, like I can legitimately see them being a good team.
Well, listen, we said that the Suns are going to be good offensively. We said this, but now you're having to put like KD at the 5 sometimes.
You have defensive liabilities.
You literally have. Your centers are liabilities. What did we say? We said they were going to put up big numbers. We didn't say they weren't. We said they were going to win games. They were going to be a good regular season team, but their center position is such a problem. Like, I don't know what they are going to do against the Nuggets. Like, who do you put against Nikola Jokic? Like,
well, and even like just like in the Western Conference in general, like even if they were to go up against the Mavs, like
Yeah.
Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford are going to out-athlete you guys up the ass in the paint. Like they're way more
punish you.
athletic, and they're going to beat them every single time just based off of like.
I do want to do one shout out for the Clippers just because Zubac is looking like
He
a
looks
top
so
5 center, maybe top 3
good.
center in the
He's
league.
playing so
he is
well.
playing, like I've never really cared about him that much, and I wish he wasn't on the Clippers, but he is playing fantastically.
Like, and I'm talking like rebounds, scoring.
Him and annoyingly Norman
everything.
Powell.
If Norman Powell, I literally
Like, what is
I
this
am
year?
so frustrated. I'm like, how is Norman Powell averaging 24 points a game?
Yeah.
I am so annoyed with it every time. I'm like, are we really going to get beat by Norman Powell right now?
Sure are.
But you know what? Shout out to him, because before the season, like I watched him and I was like, whatever.
Yeah, he had
this guy
30
is.
points. They lost to the Blazers by 1 point, but he had 30 points. Zubac he didn't do great that game, but for the most part, Zubac has been incredible this at the start of the season. He looks really great.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the Clippers look better than I had them going. I think I said that on Wednesday. But I still don't think they're contenders.
And
I think
that,
they're
like,
a playing team,
something-
perhaps. I still don't know if they're a
Okay.
playoff team. I don't know.
I have them at 11 right now with our like.
That's what I
things.
mean. Yeah, we did this over the summer, and when we knew Kawhi wasn't going to play. Come on, be so fucking for real.
Yeah, poor Kawhi.
Yeah.
But either way, what I want to say too is like, obviously you just have to remember that, like, not you, but like you, just have to remember that we just have such small sample sizes right now.
Yeah.
It's obviously the beginning of the season, so we're really just like tracking where teams are
Phoenix
at.
Suns, though, the
and-
center problem has been in
This
you
has
can,
been a
you can read
consistent
about
problem.
it. This is
Exactly.
not, and that's why I don't mind talking about this a lot, because this is not to do off a 4 or 5 game sample size. Like this, we knew
Last
this was going to be a
year.
problem. Like, and then you have Pelicans that don't have a center either. Like, so a lot of teams, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I love the beginning of the season because I always like to see. I'm like, how did the Wizards beat the Hawks back to back? And they looked incredible. Like, are they a good team or are the Hawks a bad team? Like,
the
it's
Nets
so
looked
hard to
good for
tell.
2 games. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard to tell it in these first situations.
Let's
So
check on our agendas, shall we?
no, we shouldn't actually.
Well, we are. All right, we have our award here. Come in. Oh, but yeah, still kind of get if you can.
Yep, I got you.
Yes, so sorry,
I'll pull
besties.
this one out.
Anyway, here's our award tracker. Caitlin and I both have Luka for MVP right now. I have his stock going down, man. He is still Luka, and he's still making those tough shots, but his efficiency
I was going to say his efficiency has gone down a lot
horrendous.
this season.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
What did he play last night? Did the Mavs play? No, they played
so.
Thursday, I think. Yeah, they lost to the Rockets. Luka he shot 48%, but
It was a painful loss, and he did not show up really until the second half. I just want to say that I was watching
that's what's
it
been
and-
happening a lot of games. He's not looking as great as he usually does.
Yep.
And so,
But again, that's why I want to preface, we are 6 games in, so this will
This is a
literally
weekly thing.
change every single week.
that's
every
why
Saturday
every
it'll change.
Yeah. So
This week was just a tough week.
I just
for
think
him
it's
and
a
the
little
Mavs.
down. I would have chosen Nikola Jokic as my pick if I didn't think they would do everything in their power not to give him a 4th MVP.
Totally, especially a second in a row, a second time.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I mean, they did that once, but
Yes,
they're not
that's
gonna
what I'm
do it
saying.
again.
A second time.
Oh yeah, they're not going to do that. Anyway, we have Dalton Connect. It's still the beginning of the season. I think he's been doing pretty all right. I don't think. We just have yellow. Just means like they're on track.
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah,
their
like-
stock hasn't gone down for potentially getting this award.
Yep.
Hasn't really gone up. I think that's the same. It's the same as last week, I believe.
Nope.
Caitlin has Russell for 6th Man of the Year, and that continues to trend downward as he had one good game, and it's
I can't even look anyone in the eye right now.
yeah okay. But
Look, I just want you all to know that me fully recognize how asinine this looks now. Okay. And unfortunately, it was my pick at the beginning of the season. And so once we're 82 games in, we'll all laugh at me. I'm laughing at me.
I'm laughing at you now.
I think it's hilarious. I told him, I was like, I need you. I mean, I told him like to the universe
yes.
because, he doesn't know me. But I told him, I said, Russell Westbrook, I need you to play good so I don't look stupid. And what did he do? He played bad, so I looked stupid. And I still do. And you know what? It's okay because I always say I would rather be the person who believes in someone to a crazy extent and really believes in the best and be let down there.
Sure.
Than like be proven wrong because I wanted to be a hater, you know?
Okay. I have Buddy Hield as Sixth Man of the Year.
Yeah.
And that agenda is agendaing very well, especially with Steph Curry out.
Well.
He is being a boss man, and I love him. And I wish the Nuggets would have gotten him. I'm very sad.
He's showing up in big moments. He's been a really big reason.
He's showing up and showing out.
Yes, he's been a really big reason. Obviously, Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins, and DeAnthony Melton are out. And so they are missing shooting. They are missing point guarding. They are missing defense. And he has showed up on all of those fronts. He's showed up with really big shots and really big moments. He's made some really great passes and facilitated some awesome plays. He's playing amazing, and while Steph Curry's out, he's really helping like command the team. Obviously, you have other guys who have been on the team longer, but he's doing a really great job, and he just seems like someone that really fits in there. And the Sixth Man of the Year looks pretty hot for him right now.
Hot for him, and
especially if the Warriors do well.
Depoy, I have Anthony Davis, and my friend over here is Victor Wembanyama. They both have had, well, Wemby hasn't had a monster start to the season, but he had a monster game the other night, so I put him up.
He had a couple great games this week, which is why his stock went up this week. Last week, I think we had it going down because he was playing rough. AD continues to be an absolute monster, and I hate saying this because I hate the Lakers. Sorry, love you. But like I've never really been like a big Lakers fan.
Nope.
I am.
Sure haven't.
I am thoroughly enjoying watching the Lakers this year, and I hate saying that.
Yeah,
but
you shouldn't have admitted that one.
I know, but like I like to admit I'm authentic here. Okay, I'm gonna be real. That's what I'm saying. I hate that I love it, but like I'm having so much fun watching AD play. He's playing He's playing sexy basketball. He's doing everything with an exclamation point, executing it perfectly. LeBron James is playing amazing. It's really fun watching Dalton Connect play. It was really cool the other day. The Lakers played the Suns, and Dalton Connect and Ryan Dunn, who is the Suns rookie, and he's been playing really well. He's like some random guy that the Suns got or whatever, like wasn't supposed to be like a big name, and he's been playing amazing too. And so it was really cool to watch like Dalton Connect and Ryan Dunn like play against each other for just like really good teams with all these superstars, and you have these two rookies like playing with these guys. It was just really fun to watch. But yes, either way, AD looks awesome. Wemby had a game literally with 5 steals and 5 blocks the other day. He had a 5x5 where all 5 of his stats had at least 5 in there, and it was amazing. So good for him. I hope he continues to play really well, and I hope the Spurs do a little bit better.
Yes. All right. Well, that was our agenda. The agenda is agenda-ing. For the most part, we are so happy to have you here. We're so happy to be here. We're so happy to be here together.
It's the best. And she'll be back with me in a couple of weeks in Arizona.
I will be back. So. I have a wedding to go next weekend. So Kayla and I haven't even talked about this, but our Saturday episode might not happen next week. My best friend, since I was in 9th grade, is getting married. So I will be in Louisville, Kentucky.
Ew, why am I like emotional? I have tears in my eyes. I love
yes.
so much.
And I've known her and her fiance literally since I was in high school.
That's so sweet.
Very cute. So I will be at a wedding. We will either figure out how to maybe get you one earlier, pre-record. It might just have to be like a different format because we won't be able to talk about like Friday games and stuff. So we'll figure it out. We will of course be here for our NFL update on Tuesday and our NFL update or NBA update, midweek update on Wednesday. And we also, if you have friends that are wanting to learn rules about basketball, know more about positions, the slang, we filmed.
Or girlfriends that you want to watch basketball with you and understand the game a little bit.
Guy friends that like really don't know, foreign friends, you know.
Or if you're a gal and you've got best friends that you want to watch with you too.
Yeah, and if they're interested in learning and you don't know how to explain some things, we did a full breakdown. We'll put videos. We're going to get that out sometime next week.
Yeah,
we'd love if you guys watch it, but I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably know most of everything that we're talking about. So this is more meant for the people in your lives and people that you know or that you think would enjoy that. We love you guys. We're so happy that we have a lot of new friends here. So
yes, thank you for being here. I'm so hype about it. We literally I don't think you understand. We literally just like sit here and watch it all day, and like we'll text each other the nice comments back and forth. When I tell you we're grateful, we are so grateful, and we're so happy that you guys are here and allowing us this space to be girls and talk sports and just being, you know, men or girls and just accepting us doing this. I'm really grateful.
Yeah, we love that you love it, and we love that you realize how different it is. That was our whole goal. We did not want to make another sports podcast that sounded the same. And so we have all of our socials down below. So please talk with us there. We love seeing you guys and
creating this community, making friends.
So fun for us.
Yeah.
We have merch below. If you're a girl or guy and love fun sports merch, we have a ton of different, gender neutral stuff. So whatever, you may be interested in, we have a lot of pink, but a lot of
I was going to say, I know we look very pink. We are pink girls, but we do have a lot of black and white stuff. And there are several men who have come out saying that they really like our t-shirts and stuff like that. So feel free to grab those, and that would be awesome. That's all below. But we're so happy you're here. Thanks for being here. Like, subscribe, comment, send to your moms, dads, pets, fish, friends.
Make sure you like the video. Don't forget to do that. It's very important. Make sure to subscribe so we can talk to you.
Deal.
Yes. And if you have friends that you think would enjoy this, but they are not YouTube people, we are on Spotify, Apple, and literally everything
else. If you want to listen, a lot of people like to listen to us on their commutes and stuff like that. And we always appreciate things like that. Some people literally will put us on their TV while they clean their house.
We love that.
I don't think you understand how much we love it. It makes our hearts very happy. So again, thanks for giving us this space, and we will see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Mom.